Governor Abbott says to vote early. It's February 23rd, 2024, and these are your headlines. It's been a busy week as I was down earlier this week in Eagle Pass at the border, and then, of course, this morning was in Willow Park, where Governor Greg Abbott was holding a rally for Mike Olcott. Property taxes, border security, school choice, those were the top issues as Governor Greg Abbott made his campaign stop for Olcott ahead of early voting, or during early voting rather, in the Republican primary, which is ongoing. As you can see, I also found time to cast my vote. Does it really count? Did you really vote if you didn't get the sticker? Olcott, the co-founder of Parker County Conservatives, is challenging State Representative Glenn Rogers. Now, this race is a rematch, as you might recall. Rogers narrowly defeated Olcott in 2022. During that election, Abbott endorsed Rogers. This year, however, is different. Abbott telling the crowd today that he's fully behind Olcott. On the issue of property taxes, Abbott cited a property tax cut passed last year, but noted that he would push for more when they return. And notably, the package passed by the legislature only used around $12 billion of the state's $32 billion surplus towards new property tax relief. But Abbott noted that when the legislature returned, they would likely have another budget surplus to the tune of $20 billion. On the issue of school choice, which has been the driving factor of Abbott's endorsements against incumbent Republicans in the Texas House, he cited some recent examples of leftist extremism in public schools. Things that we've reported on here, like a Dallas ISD resource guide on changing genders and a Louisville ISD cross-dressing teacher. Rogers was one of 21 Republicans who joined Democrats to help kill a school choice proposal in the Texas House last year. Now, Abbott also noted that across the state and the country at large, really, the biggest issue on voters' minds is the invasion that we're seeing at the southern border. He discussed the situation at Shelby Park in Eagle Pass, a former hotspot for illegal crossings that has since been seized by the state. Since then, Abbott says the legal entry in the area has gone down, get this, 99%. Abbott's campaign stop for Olcott is just one of many he's doing across the state as he encourages voters to bank their vote early for his endorsed candidates, concluding the event by telling people to get to their nearest early voting location. Early voting continues through March 1st. Election Day is March 5th. While the Office of the Attorney General has been blocked from prosecuting election fraud criminally, Ken Paxton announced last night a civil lawsuit against Denton ISD for what he has described as illegal election activity. Now, we first reported this week a husband-wife administrator team in Denton sent explicitly political messages to their staff through email. Attorney General Paxton described those actions as, quote, directly violating the Texas Election Code's prohibition against the use of state or local funds or other resources of the district to electioneer for or against any candidate, measure, or political party. He said it is absolutely improper for publicly funded entities like school districts to engage in electioneering, as Denton ISD has done. State law prohibits government officials, including school district personnel, from using either their positions of authority or taxpayer resources to influence the outcome of elections. Government officials everywhere are on notice that I will use every legal remedy available to me to stop school districts from influencing or coercing their employees to vote any particular way, especially when a district uses taxpayer resources and money to do so. He concluded by saying our elections must be completely protected from any illegal interference. Now, the Office of the Attorney General will initially be seeking an injunction against DISD from further electioneering. Paxton's office said he would be using the civil tools available against school districts that engage in efforts to influence decisions. The civil tools because right now he's barred from using criminal tools, specifically to go after election fraud. In an 8-1 decision in December of 2021 now, the Court of Criminal Appeals, which is Texas' highest court on criminal matters, said that a state law granting the AG the power to prosecute election cases unilaterally is unconstitutional. They argued the Attorney General is not given the express authority to do so by the Texas Constitution, so the effect of the ruling has been to leave election-related criminal prosecutions in the hands of local district attorneys. We have not heard, as of right now, as we're recording this, anything from the Denton County District Attorney.
Did you know you can watch Texas Scorecard on your TV? If you have a Roku or Apple TV device, download the free Texas Scorecard app. There you can find all the great Texas Scorecard video content, like daily headlines, The Luke Macias Show, Heads Up, and Scorecard documentaries. Download the Texas Scorecard app for free on Roku or Apple TV.
Lastly, several members of Texas's Republican congressional delegation are demanding that the Federal Aviation Administration explain why and how illegal aliens are being housed at airport facilities. Representative Keith Self, along with 36 other House Republicans, sent a letter to FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker that demands answers regarding reports that airports under the authority of the FAA are being utilized to house illegal aliens. The letter states that several of the nation's busiest airports, including Boston Logan, Atlanta, and Chicago O'Hare, are hosting thousands of illegal aliens, which poses security risks. In addition to the letter, Self also introduced the Airport Immigration Enforcement Act, which would prohibit the FAA administrator from the housing of illegal aliens within an airport. It would also prohibit the use of federal funds from being used to house illegal aliens on airport property. Well, meanwhile, another federal department is attempting to release thousands of illegal aliens into the U.S., potentially posing even more security risks. As we previously reported, U.S. Immigration's Customs and Enforcement is working on a plan to release more than 16,000 illegal aliens into the country after the Senate's bipartisan border bill failed to pass. The legislation was supported by the Biden administration, and they say it would have erased a $700 million budget shortfall. However, the bill did not address Republicans' concerns over the border crisis. For more of today's stories, head to TexasScorecard.com.